This is Luis with CISinks, and I'm here to show you an instructional on how to install the CISS system on the Canon MG6620. This would apply pretty much to any Canon printer that uses 250, 251 cartridges, regardless if it's 5 color or 6 color. First thing we're going to do is obviously take the CISS out of the box. It's going to be nicely wrapped in plastic here. And what you would want to do first is set the tanks on the right hand side. Alright, this printer has OEM cartridges installed, so you might want to remove those first. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, so before we even get started with the CISS system, the first thing you want to always do is install the rubber washers that come in the package. And in case you guys don't know what it looks like, here it is. Alright, it's one bigger one for the bigger black, and then the other ones should all be the same size. It's a little bit tricky to get these in there since there's limited space. And then you'll also notice that there's already washers installed there from the factory. You want to put these over those washers. When you put this fatter washer in, make sure the thinner side is actually facing you. It might be a little difficult to get in there, like I said, so you know, if your fingers can't reach for whatever reason, you could always use a flathead screwdriver. Make sure that these washers are flat, sitting flat on there. Awesome, so I got all the washers installed now. So next step would be actually removing the pedestals from the cartridges. Once you remove these pedestals, there's a chance that these cartridges are going to leak. So what I would do is basically have them like this on top of a paper towel. I'm actually going to set up a better area for this. Once again, they're sponge type cartridges, so as soon as you open these pedestals, there's a chance that they're going to leak. You want to set up a work area before you even get these off. So you take each pedestal off. You can already see some ink kind of coming out from there. Alright, so before we even turn the cartridges over to install them on the print head, I'm going to grab another piece of paper towel. And you want to lightly squeeze on the cartridges. Basically, the reason I have you guys do this is so in case there's any excess ink, it won't leak out as much. You'll still get some leakage out of it, but this prevents most of the mess. Awesome. Now we're going to be ready to install the cartridges. Once again, this might get a little messy, so best way to do this would be to install them as fast as you can. And just set them up here, put them in the appropriate slots, and just snap them in there. It might be a little difficult to snap them in place, but it can be done. And the reason why it's a little difficult to snap them in place is due to the washers. So if it's difficult, like this Cyan one, I would press it in from the front first and then press it down. So it looks like everything here is good to go. If you press forward, it'll lock them in place as well. Alright, first thing you're going to notice is that there's limited space here. you have to give it room for the print head to move left and right. And if you notice, it only has enough clearance for it to move right. So you're gonna have to do here to fix this. So you're gonna have to split the line a little bit. No, not to remove this. So what I have to do here is split the lines like as much as I can, maybe about 6 inches in. The one that needs to be a little more than 6 inches is the one all the way to the right, which is cyan. The reason why we have to split the lines this way is that there's limited space in there. So this basically, these two won't get caught in there, but these three have the potential of getting caught in there. For the two on the left hand side, I taped it about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Actually, it'd probably be about a full inch there. So I taped those two together at that angle. What we're gonna have to do now is install the long bracket, okay? So we're gonna install it here at this angle. So you see how it's angled. We're gonna install it there. When you install the hoses, you're gonna actually make sure there's like a lot of slack, not bare minimum like most systems. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. Alright, it's not the best looking setup, but you know, if you want to use a continuous system with a printer like this where there's limited space, this is the only way you're going to be able to do it. If you feel like this is too ugly for you, then I would suggest going for refillable cartridges. Now, what we're going to do is install the air filters now. And then I got my filters here. So it's 5 filters. You're going to take the smaller plug off the double plug here on each color for the on the tanks. And you're going to stick the filters fat side in. So this is going to create an airtight seal when you install these washers. Not washers, filters. So I got all the filters installed. So what we're going to do next, basically what I'm going to do is I ripped a piece of paper. I'm just going to fold it up into a piece, and what you have to do now is jam the printer lid sensor, which is this lid here. You know, just something like that. That should be fine. And then the sensor itself is located here. So we're going to stick this in there. As soon as we do, you're going to see that it changes to processing. Once again, the lines have to be routed the way you see it here. If you don't route the lines the way you see them here, then you know you're just going to have issues. So it looks like everything's good here. Before we even start anything, I'm going to run a head cleaning. So you're going to run a deep cleaning. And this is, you know, you see air on the lines here, but this is basically the equivalent of priming the cartridges. So just go ahead and run a deep cleaning. And then once it's done, we'll show you the results. So we did the deep head cleaning. I'm gonna run the nozzle check pattern. You know, it might not come out perfect, but if it doesn't, just make sure you run another head cleaning. Once again, not a pretty looking setup, but it's gonna work. There we go. So we're kind of missing yellow here, but if I run another head cleaning, it should probably fix the problem. Once again, if you don't like the look of the system, don't purchase it. Go with refillable cartridges. If you have any questions, always send us a message or give us a call. Thanks.